No one's promised forever, and nothing lasts forever. But sometimes people leave so you can find out who you really are. Who was rap to you? A father, a brother, a friend, simply a teacher, or all of the above? Because sometimes it seems as if he left too soon, or maybe like his job wasn't complete. Because I know when he left, I just couldn't stop asking myself why. It just didn't seem like it was time. But sometimes people leave so you can find out who you really are. God gave us a blessing, and for some of us, a nearly brief message, and then took the source away. But the biggest question is why? Because sometimes people leave so you can find out who you really are. No one's there to hold your hand through it anymore. No one's there to make sure you get all the right answers. No one's there to make sure you do things right. Though rap was just our teacher, he nearly felt like a leaning post, a crutch, someone to look to when you don't know what to do or the right decision to make. Just how many of you have asked rap for help when it comes to your relationship with God, or when it comes to a misunderstanding in a book, or when it comes to something you're struggling with in your life? I know I did, because I knew God blessed him with all the right answers. And when it got hard for me, I knew I could just confide in him and figure out just exactly what I should do to get back on the right path or to get closer to God. I felt like I didn't have to worry much about the tests that came my way. It all somehow felt easier when rap was here. And it's not like there aren't other believers still in our lives. It's just rap had this sort of impact. Like, I felt like I could lean a bit. I felt at ease, and I didn't realize how at ease I felt until he left. To anybody else, does it seem like when rap left, I mean a little bit after he left, that life's tests just got a little bit harder? Maybe I'm speaking a bit out of a personal experience, but I'm gonna tell you how I felt when rap left. I felt like the world was empty, and even though we're not alone, I felt like I was left alone. Every person for themselves. I felt like it was time. Time for what? Maybe the end of the world, but I wasn't sure. But now I'm certain that it's time to be tested and hopefully proven true. When rap was here, we all said that we believe in the message he preached. Well, you said you believe, now God is going to test you on your word. Do you really believe? Or were you only speaking to be seen of men? Training was when rap was alive. Now that he's gone, I believe the real test has begun. Kinda reminds me when the Bible says, many will be called, but few are chosen. So we all were called, but all of us are not chosen. I believe this is the stage where God separates the wheat from the tares. And how he's gonna do that is by testing to see who truly believes and who was just truly faking to be seen of men. When you are a true believer, you do what God will have you do in the open and in secret. And you do it when people is watching and when they ain't. True believers speak belief out in the open and carry out those words in secret as well as in open. If you find yourself speaking and doing the right things in the open, but in secret you are not doing those things, then in fact, you are doing those things only to be seen of men. Because if it was for the Most High, then you will always do what's right, whether someone is watching you or not. Like Rap used to say, I'm the same person everywhere I go. Meaning he's constant. He's true to God whether you're there to witness it or you're not. And that's how we all should be. You shouldn't have a dual personality. You shouldn't be a light in the light. But when it get dark, your light goes out. That doesn't make sense. It don't make sense at all. You should be a light all the time. And you should be brightest in the darkness. When ain't nobody watching you. Like Rap used to also always say, I'm a light that never goes out. And you should be the same. The real test is when no one's watching. The real test is when you alone and ain't no believers around. Who are you then? Who are you when you alone with your evil desires? Do you just succumb? Do you break down and give in? Because if you do, you are not who you say you are. You don't have any regard for God. It's just all that it states. You don't have regard for God. If you're fearful to do a sin while believers are watching you, but you're not fearful behind closed doors, then in truth, you fear men more than you fear the Most High. Set your priorities straight. People can't send you to the fire, but God can. Why do you fear men more than you fear God, when God is the one who can destroy both the body and the soul? So again, sometimes people leave so you can find out who you truly are. Are you a teacher, a leader, simply a believer? Or are you a hypocrite, or simply a rejecter? Are you a wheat? Are you a tare? Are you of the flesh or the spirit? Start asking yourself some real questions, because these are the final hours and this is the final test. We don't have much time left, and we ain't got time to play games. So final time. Sometimes people leave so you can find yourself. Ask yourself who you are when no one's watching. I asked myself, and the answer came back. I'm a fighter, and I'm at war with the flesh. And until the day I die, if God wills, I'm gonna fight in God's cause to the very end. So who are you?